Clever is a single sign-on service, and it hosts bookmarks, so to speak, for a lot of our heavily used applications, and Seesaw is one of them. So to log into Seesaw, students will click on their Clever tab that is on Chrome when they open their Chromebook. It's a single sign-on. Oh, we don't need to play I'll just explain. It is a single sign-on anyway. It will take them to the Clever tab. Our Wentworth students, our K2 students will be logged in already. Our Wentworth students, can you go to the next slide, have to log in the very first time, and then it will keep them logged into Clever subsequent times. They will start typing in under search for your school. They'll type in Scarborough, and it will list all 3 schools. They will find Wentworth School. Click that, and to the next slide. And then they will log in with their Google account. There'll be a sign in with Google little button there, and then that will launch Clever for them, all logged in, and they will see under more apps, as they scroll down slightly, they will see Seesaw listed there. So they will simply click on Seesaw. Now, so again, K2 Chromebooks automatically log them into their Clever tab. Wentworth students will search for school, just type Scarborough and they'll see Wentworth pop up, and then click login with their Google, and K2 and 3-5 students will land here once they're logged into Clever, and we'll click the Seesaw icon, and that will take them directly to their Seesaw classes.
All right, going on to the next page, there's a really brief video that we made for you about navigating Seesaw in the class app. So the next several slides you're going to notice are all, they all say in the class app. There are going to be 2 apps to use, and one is the class app, and that is what the students always will use, and they will be able to access their activities, their announcements from the teacher or the school, and any feedback from the teacher and notifications. So I'm going to...
Excuse me,
Yep.
Courtney, could you go back to the classroom scene and to point out where that class app is?
Sure. Okay, so the class app, oops.
The students are going to access the class app by clicking the Clever tab in their Chrome account once they're in. That will take them, they'll click the Seesaw icon from there, it will launch them into the class app.
Right, I'm just showing parents, so as they see this and access this slideshow, they'll know up in that upper right-hand corner is the...
So I'm gonna show you just a really brief overview of navigating Seesaw in the class app.
To show you around your Seesaw page. When I log in, I land at the journal. In the middle here is my stream, so I can scroll down and see everything that is mine. I know that the journal is selected because the color is a little bit lighter when I click on it here. When I click on activities, I see a notification of 14 activities that I have to do. And I can scroll down and see all of the activities that I need to add a response to. Or I can see ones that I've started and are in progress and I need to finish them. If I click on the to do, these are all the ones I need to do. If I click on in progress, these are my drafts that I've started and I need to finish the responses. If I click on done, these are the ones that I've completed. You'll notice on the right, you can click on the folder. And then you can sort and see which things you have to do, are in progress, or are done in your folder. Right now, there are none in the math folder. I can go to inbox and see that I have a message and I have notifications. I can add something new by clicking the plus sign and selecting one of the creative tools, like photo. One other important thing to know is that in the top left corner, where you'll see your name, if you have more than one class, you will be able to toggle or switch between your classes. Right now, I'm only in one class. And those are the important pieces of Seesaw that you will need to know.
Okay, so that was a brief overview of Seesaw and the various pages. I'm going to go to the next slide, and we're focusing in here on learning about the Seesaw Journal. So when your student logs into Seesaw in the class app, it is the first thing that they'll see, and that's where they'll see posts that the student has made or posts from the teacher. So I'm going to jump back to the classroom for just a minute, that virtual classroom. And so we're on the section of the journal, and that is how you can navigate to this section. Okay, so that's the journal. It's the stream. And now I'm going to proceed to the creative tools. There are multiple tools that students can use in order to respond to something that the teacher has asked for them to do or to make a post. And so this video briefly shows you what those tools are when students select the plus sign in the class app.
I'm going to show you how to use the creative tools. First, a student can go to the plus sign, and then they can make a post using any of these creative tools. The first tool you'll see is the photo. When a student clicks on it, they can take a photo, click on the camera in order to take the photo, and then they can annotate over the photo if they choose to. Maybe if they chose a piece of work that they wanted to circle something on or highlight something on, they could use one of the tools at the bottom. This is for moving something, the pencil tool, the pen tool, the highlighter, or the...
I'm going to pause this. So you're not seeing these right now, but those tools are typically right across the bottom.
Marker tool, the glow tool, and the eraser. Let's say I want to circle one of the apples in the picture. Behind me, I can choose a marker, choose a color, and then I can go ahead and circle it. Okay, there are other things I can do here, but that is one example. When I'm done, I select check. I select my folder. Let's say this is for literacy, and check again. Some other tools in here are really useful as well. There's a drawing tool, which we'll get back to in a minute, and there's a video tool. A video tool is a great one to use if you want to read a story or if you want to be writing a story. You can use the camera icons right here to do so. The next one is upload. This can be useful if uploading something from the computer, a file that's on the Chromebook, or selecting something from Google Drive to share. There's also the note tool, and it looks like a notebook page, and you can type a note to your teacher. And then you select check, and it's a post that waits for approval from the teacher. The last one is a link. If there is a particular link that a student wants to share, they can paste it in here. Back to the drawing tool. Here we are, and we have a blank canvas. We can select the T for the text tool and do some typing. When you click around the text tool, you get some dots, and that allows you to make the text box bigger or make it smaller. You can also move it by dragging it. You can rotate it. And you have 3 dots where you can select the style. You can order something, bringing it to the front or back. You can add a link. You can lock it so it doesn't move. You can duplicate the text box, or you can delete it. The next tool on the left side is the microphone. And this is used if you want to annotate with your voice over your page. Good morning. Press pause pause when you're done. And then you can press the microphone if you want to keep talking. You also have the camera tool. You can take a photo, take a video, or upload something here that you already have on your computer. Finally, you have the 3 dots on the left side here. The 3 dots gives you shapes, many of which could be used for math instruction or other. You also have a background under those 3 dots, some colors, and then some other options such as graph paper, lined writing paper, and you can also insert a link here. At the very bottom, where there is quotation marks, this is where you can add a caption. Maybe you made a good morning page and you just want to tell your teacher that the page that you made is to wish the teacher a good morning, and so you want to just explain that a little bit at the bottom. Or you could add a voice caption here, an audio record. When you're done, you're going to select the check, and then it gets sent to the teacher for approval. So those are the creative tools that students can access by going to the plus sign in their journal.
Okay. So we just reviewed the creative tools in Seesaw, and Joellen is going to tell you about the activities in Seesaw.
So the journal is where students may post something directly to their teacher, or just a general post, today I'm doing, or something like that, or the teacher may do something like a morning announcement or something like that. The activities are what we think of more as assignments. So when a teacher gives a specific assignment, it's typically an activity that's assigned to the student, and they will add a response from the activities tab. So let's watch this video to get some information about that.
When a student has activities, they can click on the tab Activities and see what they have to do in their stream. Here's the top one, Week of 9/21 Shapes. The first thing that they're going to do is select Add Response. They can see the instructions up at the top. And they can play instructions sometimes if audio instructions are left for them. I'll click on that now. 1, draw and name a shape that has 3 sides. 2, draw and name a shape that has 4 sides. And we can close those up. Anytime they want to view those instructions again, they can always click on them and they can repeat the audio instructions if there are some. Okay, so now it's time to use some of the creative tools here to make a 3-sided shape. Students can use whichever pen or pencil tool.
Again, you're not seeing the pen or pencil tool at the bottom in this video, but the students will see those at the bottom on the class app.
I want at the bottom. Here, I'm going to use a highlighter marker and change it to a different color. And so now I'm going to draw a 3-sided shape. 1 side, 2 sides, and 3 sides. Okay, the teacher didn't tell me that I needed to say anything more, but I can view my instructions again. Oh, they did. Need to name the shape. So there's a couple of options in using the creative tools. I can use the text box and I can type triangle, or maybe I don't know how to spell triangle and I want to use a different type of tool. I could select the caption and add a voice caption. This is a triangle. I can delete it or re-record it if I need to. I also could do my recording right from here. So those were 2 different options for where I can do an audio recording. Looking at my instructions again, looks like I have a second thing to do. Draw and name a shape that has 4 sides. And sometimes there are more pages than one. In this activity, there are 2 pages. Here is where I'm going to make my 4-sided shape. This time I'm going to try using the pen tool and make it purple. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. I've done what the teacher asked me to, but I know that I can also do more than one type of shape that has 4 sides. Okay, if I make a mistake, I can use my eraser tool and then go back to the tool I was using, in this case my pen tool, to correct it. Okay, I have to name it again, so let's use this microphone this time. The 2 4-sided shapes that I drew are the square and the rectangle. And select done. Okay, and now I have completed this page as well. If I'm not completely done with it, I can select draft, but if I am done, I can select check, and I know that it's going to be uploaded for the teacher to view and approve, waiting for teacher approval. Going back to those activities, I have 3 tabs to choose from down here: to do, in progress, and done. And there's a folder here too, and that folder is going to show me what activities I have things to do in if I click on that. All right, so that is one example of how students will complete activities in some of the tools that they will use.
One of the important things to note is that when a child submits their work, it does not automatically go to their journal immediately once they've submitted it. It actually goes to the teacher or teachers in the class, and they have to pre-approve this. So we are moderating the students' posts and any comments that are made by children, by families, by other co-teachers, things like that. All of those pieces are required to be approved by the teacher. That is just a way of us helping to keep track of what's being posted by students, making sure it's complete, it's on topic. If there's anything they need to add, we can send it back to them as a draft with some comments, some feedback, and help them to finish their work, or maybe give them some feedback to improve their work or add on some excellent ideas or something like that.
Great. So that was activities. The next feature that we want to talk about is announcements and notifications.
So as a student logs into Seesaw, we've talked about their journal and we've talked about their activities. The next little tab is called the inbox. The inbox hosts their messages and their notifications. So any announcements that are made by their teacher or a school-wide announcement, as well as any notifications for comments and things like that that are made. So here we're showing under the inbox tab, they have messages. Messages shows any messages sent directly to them, any announcements from the teacher or the school. There are school-wide announcements that may be made, and then any announcements from the teacher. A teacher may post something to the student journal. A teacher may post an announcement to the whole class. Don't forget tomorrow's crazy hat day or something like that. And those pieces show up in their inbox in the messages. The notifications tab inside the inbox shows any comments. Oh, sorry. So comments are part of notifications. So if a teacher makes a comment on student work or gives some feedback, that will appear in the notifications. They will see, you can see on this image here, the activities has a 5 next to it. When there is a new announcement or a new message, there will be an image next to the inbox tab as well. So that will kind of notify them visually that there's something that needs their attention there. Just like seeing a number on your inbox for your email. There are a couple examples here of some, these are notifications. For example, Friday, September 11th, your item was updated. And then on Wednesday, September 9th, Mrs. Graffius added an item to the student journal. On August 27th, Amy Daniels liked the sample student's item that they posted into their journal. So this is an example of how the notifications will look inside your child's inbox.
Great. So that, what we just went over, the journal, the activities, and the announcements and notifications encapsulates the student app or the class app. And now what we want to switch over to is talking about the family app. So Joellen is going to tell us about the family app.
So I'm going to play a video. Oh, sorry, yep, there it is. A video in just a moment, but again, I want to reiterate, there are two different parts of Seesaw. One is the class app, and that is what the students use in school and at home for their learning. Families don't have access to the class app, to the student work, so to speak. I'll get there in just a moment. That is where the students do their work. You may look over your student's shoulder, use their login information, whatever, and use their class app, not to complete the work for them, of course, but to keep tabs on what they're doing and or help them. There is a family app, and that is made for families to keep notified of what the students are doing for work and get the announcements that are sent, any communications between the teacher and the family, things like that, that can all be done through the family app. So let's go back to the video and then we'll talk about some of those differences there.
Hi, I'm Angela. Welcome to Seesaw. Today I'm going to give you a tour of the Seesaw Family app. Seesaw makes viewing and connecting with your children's learning easy. Let's get started. When you launch the Family app, you sign in and you will see the Home tab. From Home View, you can see recent posts from all of your children in one place. The Home tab will show you work from the last 60 days. Teachers can also turn on options so you can like and comment on your child's work. Tap the heart icon to like. Tap the comment icon to leave a text or voice comment. Looking at the bottom of the screen, you'll also notice the Journals tab. Once you tap Journals, you can select any of your children's portfolios to explore more deeply. First, tap your child's name, then select the class you want to explore. Just scroll to see content. You'll notice at the top, tap on Calendar View to see items from specific dates without having to scroll endlessly. If you prefer the Feed View, simply tap the Feed View. Another great feature in the Family app is the ability to filter work by folders. Students and teachers can add work to folders to keep their Seesaw portfolio organized. If you tap on the filtering tool at the top, you can filter to a specific folder, such as writing. Now I'll only see my child's writing work. If you want to explore a different class or year, go to the upper left and tap the back arrow. Now let's peek at the Inbox tab. On the bottom right, tap Inbox. Tap on Messages to see a list of messages. To read a message, just tap on it to open. You can also send a private message to the teacher. The message you send in the Inbox tabs are only visible to the teacher. If a teacher responds to your message, you will see a red circle appear in Inbox. Simply tap the message to view. If you tap on the Notifications tab, you will see a list of the most recent activity in your children's journals. Now, let's review. Tap Home to see recent posts from all of your children in one place. Tap Journals to browse full portfolios from all of your children's classes and sort by folders. Tap Inbox to view messages and notifications from the teacher. We hope you enjoy the new Seesaw Family app. Thank you for supporting your child and their learning.
Okay.
So there's a quick recap. I just want to apologize for getting up in the middle and walking away. I'm in my classroom and there are automatic lights that go off with an activity. So I need to keep getting up to keep the lights on. So I'm not disappearing.
So the difference between the Family and the Class app, again, students will not be able to view or interact with their activities or post to the journal unless they are in the Class app, which they access on the Chromebook and through Clever. Additionally, they can view their inbox, including messages, announcements, and notifications. On the Family app, that is where family members will view and interact with some of their student work, and that would be accessed on a family device. So it could be a parent's phone, a tablet, or a computer. And you will view student and teacher approved journal posts and activity posts, including teacher comments. So you won't see those until they are approved. You can comment and like on your students' posts. Students really enjoy seeing some positive feedback from their parents, or knowing that their parents got to see their work. And it's a great opportunity for some real authentic interaction as well with using technology. Parents can view the inbox as well with messages, announcements, and notifications. And there will be 3 dots at the bottom of a post, and that allows you to share or save your child's post to a device or to print it. When you click in response to at the top of an activity post, you can see the instructions that the teacher gave to the student. So you are able to see how your child responded according to those instructions. And also you can receive and personalize notifications. So you can choose to be notified once a day. You can choose to be notified anytime that there is a new post. There are ways to personalize that so that it's not too much, or it's just right for you. Okay, so here we are on the Family app, and we have a couple of screenshots of the 3 tabs that you'll see. The first tab that you see is Home, and that is the stream, where you can view and like and comment on the stream of student work. The journal is where you can sort if you have more than one student, and you can sort what journal you're looking at. And then finally is the inbox, where you can view messages from the teacher in school, as well as notifications of new content. Okay. This is just a close-up of the inbox, the messages, and the notifications. Messages are, the message view is what the teacher or the school has sent to you, and the notifications are journal updates about new posts and comments that a teacher may have made. Joe, do you want to talk about this one? Okay.
So if your student previously used Seesaw, you most likely are already connected to their Seesaw account. It is not a specific class that you're connected to, like the students are. You are connected to your child's account. So if you've already joined the Seesaw Family app, logged in, and are connected to your child, you're still connected. You don't have to worry about doing that again. If you have, let me back up. Teachers will be sending out invites soon. I would anticipate in the next week or so, sending out invites for those of you that are not already connected to your child's Seesaw app. If you have additional children to add to your Seesaw app, here are the instructions, and I'm not going to take the time to show this video, but this presentation is on the scarboroughschools.org website under the school news, so you can see this entire presentation. The videos are linked here. There are a few that we're working on updating and getting the links so that they play for you. Tonight, you're going to see some broken links, but this video particularly is there and ready to view now. So instead of taking everyone's time for how to add additional students because it's a smaller group, we will leave it there for you to see as well as you go through it later.
We have a hand raised. If it's a question pertinent to this section, Sarah, could you unmute yourself to speak and ask the question?
I was just looking at, I had used the Family and the Class app last year as well, and I was just curious because I have it downloaded, but now it's like it doesn't exist. So it's asking me for a new QR code. So would I just go through it like it's brand new?
I'm assuming it's the Family app that you're referring to. Is that right?
Yes, I'm in the Family app and it has my login information, but it says add child's journal. And when I do that, it asks me for a code, but it was all set up from last year. So it looks like it's been erased. No.
Yeah, I know I'm kind of surprised about that too, but I think that when you get the link from the teacher in the next week or so, as Joellen referenced, then you should get a direct link, and it should route you to that to your child's journal for this year.
Okay.
Okay.
If it doesn't, feel free to reach out to your child's teacher for that invite.
Okay.
If you don't receive that in the next, in a week or so, and we'll make
Okay.
sure that we get you connected fully.
All right, great. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. All right. So notifications. We talked about a little bit about notifications previously. We all have different preferences for notifications. I know sometimes, as a parent myself, sometimes I like to see things right when they get approved and when they happen, and sometimes that's just too overwhelming, and I want to see them once a day. And so Joellen is going to share with you about how to change your notifications.
So you can receive notifications via email or a text or a push notification or otherwise when your child posts something or when the teacher posts an announcement or a message from the teacher. And it can get a little overwhelming to get those bings all the time if you're receiving them via push or text. Here is an example of me with a sample student and a couple notifications that I received, one right after another. You can personalize your notifications to suit your needs. You can have them pushed immediately as soon as something is posted or approved, or you can set it to turn it off completely or do something in between where you can receive notifications once a day. So Seesaw has a few different options to allow you to personalize those notifications. You don't have to receive them via text, email, and push notifications. You can decide how you wish to receive them in one or more manners and the frequency in which you receive them. Again, in this slideshow, this image here, how do I change my family account notifications? When you're viewing the slideshow, if you click on that, it will take you to the help information via Seesaw and guide you through those steps to personalize the notifications if you're receiving them too often or not often enough, or if you want to change the format in which you receive them.
Great, and the reason that we kind of are waiting a little bit on sending the family, connecting to the family app is so that we can have the students practice with the class app some. Last year we found that it got a little bit confusing because people weren't sure if they should be on the class app or on the family app. And so we're trying to get our kids up and signed onto the class app before we send out the information regarding the family app. So that is the meat of the presentation.
So here we have linked a few things. One is the FAQs from Seesaw for families. So as you have questions about Seesaw, please feel free to make use of that link. It has some very helpful information, such as turning on or off your notifications, connecting additional students, some pieces like that, and navigating your way through the family app. That's a very helpful resource. If you have questions about login, like my child can't log in or I can't log into the family app, how to use Seesaw from the family app, questions regarding an assignment that your child is completing, please start with connecting with your child's teacher for those things. For additional technical support with your Chromebook or other pieces for Seesaw, there is an email address here, techsupport@scarboroughschools.org. As Monique mentioned earlier, it is super helpful if when you email this address, if you could include your child's name and school and possibly even their teacher, that can help us get to you in a timely manner.
Are there any questions out there?
Feel free to raise your little blue hand if you have a question so we can promote you and you can ask your question.
Kayla, if you could unmute.
Hi, thank you. I just wanted to confirm, I think I understand what you guys are asking for us. I noticed that I do have the class app on my personal cell phone from what we were using last year. And some of my daughter's assignments were coming through today. Am I hearing correctly that you want us to take that off and instead start using the family app on our personal devices?
So I think, Kayla, the best way for students to be like to kind of keep it clear and help students with making sure that they're logged into the class app would be for them to be logged into the class app using their Chromebook. And then I would suggest keeping on your phone the family app, and that's where you as the parent can get your notifications for the family app.
So you don't need it on your, so you don't need the class app on your phone. You can remove that and add the family app.
Okay, that's what I thought. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is one of those moments where I wonder if people are sticking with us to listen for other people to ask questions. So if you have a question, please ask. Well, if after this session you have questions, please feel free to ask your classroom teacher or use the technical support email, techsupport@scarboroughschools.com. We'd like to thank folks for coming out and joining us this evening. It's much appreciated. Courtney and Joellen, any final thoughts or comments?
Thank you so much for joining us. And again, feel free to reach out with questions.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you all.